What's going on, everybody? Coach Tyler's back in action, and today I'm going to address dieting. Now, I'm not a big fan of just doing a particular diet per se. It's more of a lifestyle change, but that's a topic for different discussion. What I want to talk about is really just a couple general rules of what you should be doing as far as dieting, because that's really where you're going to see much of the progress and changes in your physique. You can work out all day, but if you're not eating well, you're just kind of, hamster on a wheel. So first thing I want to talk about is, you have to assess what it is that you're eating. Basically your eating habits. You have to really look at it and analyze it, try to get an idea. Preferably, you'd measure out what you're eating. You know how many calories that you are intaking, and then you take it from there. Because if you're eating 5,000 calories a day and you sit on a bike for 45 minutes barely sweating, and you wonder why you're not losing any weight but you're actually gaining a lot of weight, your calorie intake is probably a little bit too high, and you really need to figure out what you're doing and have a nice solid numeric number to look at. Because it's tough to really get an idea if you're just guessing. Things are much easier to do when you have it sitting right there in your face, like the hard number. Much like that number you see on the scale. That's the truth. Like when you're standing there and you see that number, it's like, oh, this is not what I want. It's the same thing with what you're eating. You have to really know the cold hard facts. So next, after you figure out the number of calories you're taking in, you want to be careful not to slash the calories too much at the beginning. It's really best to analyze it, see the number, and then just completely change the foods that you're intaking and try to lose the weight that way before you start just like eating once a day a salad or something. It's really best to take your time. This is a step process. So it's like go here, take a little bit down, take a few calories off here. You hit a weight loss goal, take a little bit here, change up the foods, maybe change up the cheat meal, maybe take away a cheat meal. If you have cheat meals, I'm not a big fan of cheat meals. I believe in just eating a nice balanced diet, so you don't have to really think about it too much and suffer. It shouldn't be something that you're suffering through. You should be able to do this without really feeling like you're even doing a diet. It should be something that just feels natural, and that it takes some getting used to, but it's really best to just do it as a slow stepping process of cutting out bad foods and cutting out the large amount of bad foods, and just really a slow grind all the way down to where you want to get to as far as your weight loss. Next we have, I would say, don't take it too far. Say you've changed things up. You're not eating 5,000 calories a day anymore, and now you're eating like 2,500 calories. You're eating things that you enjoy, some things not so much. You're eating more vegetables, you're drinking your water, eating lean meats, getting good fats, eating carbs, but they're good carbs, and you're seeing progress. You're like, hey, I'm losing weight, this is great, I'm down 10 pounds, I'm down 20 pounds, 30 pounds. Keep that going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make sure that you're not going overboard. Like, just don't overdo it. Like, that's really something that I harp on with people. Like, you're seeing progress, trust the process. Keep going. Don't start acting crazy and be like, hey, I've lost 30 pounds, I'm gonna go out here and have some wings, pizza, and beer. Like, no. Like, stay on course, until you reach the goal that you're trying to attain. Don't all of a sudden start eating 1,000 calories less to be like, oh, I want to speed this process up. No, just trust the process. Keep going until you hit that inevitable plateau, and then reanalyze it. If you have a coach, talk to them. If you don't, try a few things, experiment. Everybody's body responds differently. Another thing, you want to stay consistent. You have to be on the ball with this. Like, consistency is key in anything that you do. Really, in life in general. If you start waking up early to go to the gym, if you do that every day for a couple of weeks, all of a sudden it's become a routine. It's no longer a chore. It's something you look forward to. It's easy. Same thing with eating well. When you start eating well, you're like, hey, this is great. I feel good. My energy levels are high. I don't need, these foods that make me feel good so much anymore. As a matter of fact, I look forward to eating this, vegetable medley that I made, or this like healthy pasta, or this, this homemade pizza that I have, or this great salad. Hopefully it's not one of those crazy 2,000 calorie salads. This nice mixed green salad, with some steak on it. You start looking forward to those things, and you really enjoy them, and you start replacing those old foods that you had that were doing you no good. You start replacing them with better foods, and it's almost like, hey, this doesn't even feel like a diet anymore. So you have to stay consistent. That's really the best way to progress when you're trying to lose weight. Again, you have to trust the process, keep going with the progress that you're making, and whenever the progress stops, that's when you reassess and start making those changes. And one more thing, this is optional. It depends on the person. I personally have no problem cutting out bad foods and just sticking to a strict diet. But some people want to keep in their favorite foods. They want to keep in the pizza, the wings, the alcohol, all these kind of things. And that's fine. You gotta live. None of us are here forever. You gotta enjoy life while you're here. So make sure that when you're adding them in, you keep count of the calories that you've had throughout the day. So me personally, if I know I'm gonna go out and have a crazy dinner, or if I'm gonna have some alcohol that night, I'll prepare accordingly. I'll make sure I get my cardio in the morning, of course. I stay consistent with my workout. Nothing changes. I'll eat good in the morning. I'll eat, my snack, my shake, all these things, and then you account for that calories that you're gonna have later on. So if you normally eat like some sweet potatoes, some chicken and rice, maybe instead of doing that, have a salad to prepare for the mess that you're about to indulge upon shortly. But you definitely need to keep those things in there. Again, this is reality. I make these videos for the average everyday Joe. We have families, kids, stress, all these kind of things, but you can't let that be a crutch. You can't let those foods be a crutch, and you can't let that be an excuse. You gotta do what you need to do to better yourself, and you always have to make sure that you just don't give up. Don't give up, but you really do need to stay true to who you are. If you like those things, add them in. Just make sure you account for them throughout the day. So that's about it. I think that's about 5 things I think we went over there. I could go more into detail on some of that stuff, but I like keeping my videos short. Hey, this is Coach Tyler signing out. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be seeing y'all soon. Peace.